Good morning and welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Michael from ClubLexus.com, and today we are taking a look at the 2022 Lexus NX. That's right, Lexus went ahead and sent over a prototype version of the 350h all-wheel drive, which means that not everything is final in terms of the software and the fit and finish and all those things. So don't consider this a full review. Consider this more as a hands-on first look tour. So starting with an all-new platform for 2022, the Lexus NX is wider and longer than ever before, giving a little bit more space. And here's what's available for kind of trim levels and engine levels. So the first one you're going to see is the 2022 NX 250. That's available in front-wheel drive only or all-wheel drive, and that's powered by an inline four-cylinder engine making 203 horsepower. Next, you can step up to the 2022 NX 350, which is available in either just all-wheel drive or with the F-Sport handling all-wheel drive package. That particular model is powered by a 275 horsepower turbo four-cylinder engine. Then we step up here to the NX 350h. And so here's what I don't really understand about this setup, right? So under here, this is the 350 and it's a hybrid, right? You'd think that this would be the turbo four-cylinder with the hybrid component, but actually no, it's the engine from the NX 250 that is hybridized. So here it's making about 240 horsepower. They're supposed to get about 39 miles per gallon combined. I personally have gotten about 32 miles per gallon. I'm a little bit of a heavy-footed driver, particularly when I'm testing out vehicles. So I would say that this might be the best on gas mileage that I've ever gotten with a vehicle. Last but not certainly least, we have the NX 450h Plus, which is available in the all-wheel drive or with the F-Sport handling package. And that one has 304 horsepower with its plug-in hybrid. Okay, folks, checking out our particular loaner. Now, the starting price for this one is just over $41,000, and as tested here today, it's $53,840. The color is this brilliant atomic silver. The inside is called Rich Cream, which is kind of a two-tone, kind of almost Oreo, right? Rich Cream. It's kind of a black and white decked out thing. But this one, like I said, is the 350h all-wheel drive, so about 240 horsepower. And here's what you get with the luxury package: 20-inch, 20-spoke alloy wheels, perforated leather interior with unique chevron quilting, four-way lumbar supported driver seats, the 10-inch head-up display, which we'll talk about in just a sec, the optional 14-inch touchscreen display, which is part of Lexus Interface. Stay to the end of the video to check all of that out. Driver connected trial with cloud navigation. That sounds like you're gonna have to pay for something later. Door courtesy lamps, auto leveling headlamps, black open pore wood trim and thematic ambient lighting. The moonroof is standard, as are the bi-LED headlamps, the shark fin antenna. There's tons and tons of safety features from the Lexus Safety System Plus 3.0. Left turn, oncoming vehicle detection braking, right turn, left turn, oncoming pedestrian detection and braking, vehicle frontal collision warning, automatic emergency braking, pedestrian detection, bicyclist detection, dynamic radar cruise control. You can set your following distance to people in front of you, lane departure, road sign assist. This thing, it reads like when there's a stop sign coming, it'll tell you to stop. Hopefully you've noticed. It'll also read the street signs in terms of speed limits and tell you what speed, and if you are speeding. Just a ton of safety and convenience features with our particular model. All right, guys, starting out front, you're gonna see those daytime running lights, LED headlights. This grille, it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm usually a big fan of the F-Sport grills and remain so, but I love how this is kind of a metallic gray and it looks really cool. You got your front camera right up there. Overall, the front of the luxury looks really good. I like this much better than when they do the grills that have the body color. I think this looks really sharp. You've got this kind of venting and fog lights here. Over here on the side, you guys, we've got these awesome, these are the luxury wheels with 20-spoke design, and I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Again, I'm a big fan of the F-Sport as a whole, and I think that's something this car needs to handle better, but I love the look of these wheels. And let's see, tire size. These are the Bridgestone Alenzas, 235/50 R20s. Yeah, square all around, same tire size in the back. Again, you know, from your first glance, the NX is gonna look pretty similar to previous generations, but spend a little time with it and you see all the little upgrades that they did with this wider, longer platform. One of them is this lovely styling design that they've been putting onto more Lexus vehicles, which is to have the LED bar go all the way across the back. You've seen this on the IS, on the new LX 600 as well, which the NX shares the new Lexus font in its Lexus badging out back, and I really like the font. I'm a font nerd, I can't help myself. Also, my favorite loaner plate that I've ever gotten. I know that's 6ET, not get, but get 666, hilarious. Button to open it here, and then also there should be a sensor underneath. This is the cargo space with the seats folded down. There you see the rich cream two-tone interior. And we'll put the seats up. Do I have to hold them? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Seats coming up. All right. All right, under this lovely badged, you'll find a little extra storage. And there, I think when you buy the car, there will be actually like toolkits and stuff here. Batteries located under here. There's some extra fuse panels in these ones, but just a little bit of extra storage. 12 volt. Got these hanger hooks. A little bit of storage here. Tie down hooks in the corners. Safety tether for child seats. But yeah, I mean, visually speaking, it definitely fits with all of the Lexus kind of front wheel drive vehicles that they have. Just a little bit more modern, a little bit more elegant, and I think they're doing a nice job. Going into the inside again, we've got kind of the fancier seats because this is the luxury edition. But there you've got your power controls here, two-tone, perforated leather. Funny enough, the bolstering on this is very similar to what Lexus is doing with the LX 600. Personally speaking, I think I always like the F-Sport seats a little bit more for their added bolstering, but these are very comfy for longer trips. I did a couple kind of 2-hour road trips around the Los Angeles area. It's a very comfortable, floaty car in that sense. Here is the steering wheel. And here is the all-new digital gauge cluster, you guys, which is tethered in this particular model to the head-up display. Very interesting, very modern system. I'm very impressed with both the buttons on the steering wheel and how they integrate with the gauge cluster itself and the head-up display. Basically, Lexus appears to be making it so that drivers can keep their eyes up on the road and even access information and customization through the head-up display. It's really, really neat. Over here, you guys, we have the Lexus interface. Again, this is the brand new system for the 2022 NX. This is the first vehicle to feature it, and it's going to be rolling out into other Lexus models. We do a huge deep dive into this system later in the video, but the short version for the review is just to say that it's the best Lexus radio interface ever. And what you're seeing here is the larger optional screen that comes with the luxury package and certain navigation packages. It's a 14.3-inch screen. Snappy graphics, very easy to use. The top half is saved for menu systems and audio, and the bottom half is reserved for climate controls and those things. The only tactile buttons are the volume knob and the 2 temperature knobs, which are mounted to this screen itself. Very cool system. Stay tuned to the end of the video if you'd like to do the full deep dive on these. Other things to note in here: wireless charging pad, USB-C and USB-A up front, 12 volt, standard little center console from Lexus, which is their neat little trick that it opens from both sides. I absolutely love that. I think it's really neat. Over here we've got our kind of our traction control settings. I don't know what this is. If you know, let me know. EV only mode, which will allow you to do just a little bit more electric only driving. Not as big in this one, obviously, since it's not a plug-in hybrid. Got your electronic parking brake. The shifter, very similar to what we've seen in other Lexus models, with a little bit more of a modern touch. Reverse is to the left and up, and drive is down and to the left. And you got, if you pull down after and drive, you get down to sport. Use your paddle shifters, a little bit more aggressive on the acceleration set. I have had a few instances where I haven't been able to shift the way I wanted to, but again, this is a prototype, so perhaps it's just buggy. Park is this button here, which sometimes I forget. Another neat feature is that the buttons to exit the vehicle are also just digital push buttons. So you just touch it and the door opens electronically. But let's say the power goes out, you go ahead and just pull on this twice, and then boom, that's a lovely bit of engineering. 'Cause a lot of times with these electronic exits, the emergency exit is somewhere else in the vehicle and they've just placed it here. Just pull on it twice. It's brilliant. I really, really like that they did that. All right, coming into the back, matching leather interior, all set up for kid safety and all those types of things. Down here behind the center console, you're gonna see two USB-C ports as well as controls for the heated rear seats, which is the two outboard seats. But yeah, that is the kind of the interior. And of course, you've got the giant moon roof, which opens up in this section over here. All right, setting out in the NX350H all-wheel drive. Again, I'm not really sure why this is not called the 250H, since it's the 250 version plus the hybrid or a 300. It seems really weird to call this the 350H, considering that it doesn't have the engine from the 350, but I guess because it's, I don't know, who knows. Anyway, so a little bit of power boost, take off. Chirp the pedals. All right, so, you know, 240-ish horsepower. It accelerates relatively well around town. I'm not much into front-wheel drive cars, you guys. I am a sports car guy, rear-wheel drive, or kind of, I know this has all-wheel drive, but I usually like it when those are rear biased as well. Here, coming into a little bit of a corner. Brakes are okay. Steering feeling is numb, and as you would expect in the non-F Sport handling package, the handling is roly-poly and comfortable. This thing is good in urban environments where the roads have not been maintained in a while. Other than that though, I'm not a big fan of this one. I don't think I would get this one. I've just become so spoiled by the F Sports that stepping into a regular Lexus is a little bit of a letdown. I think this thing, it just kind of floats down the highway. So when you hit a speed bump or anything like that, you just kind of jostle over it. And I think there's just a little bit too much roll and pull, for my personal preferences as a Lexus driver who's been driving all the different Lexus models. I just think the F Sport just takes it to the next level with better seats and just a nice, it's not a hard suspension, but they're just tighter and you can feel that difference. So overall, I would personally look at one of the F Sport models in this lineup, but for a daily commuter, a cruiser, if you're not into throwing cars into corners, I would imagine this could be a nice one for you as well. Okay folks, there you have it, our time with the 2022 Lexus NX350H. What did you think about this particular vehicle? Which trim level do you want if you're thinking about getting a 2022 Lexus NX, this all-new platform? Let us know down in the comments below. And if you happen to be on Club Lexus in the forums, let me know in our kind of hands-on first look preview thread that we'll be having associated with this video. Overall, I want to say I think Lexus did a really nice job updating the NX for 2022. I really like the Lexus interface and I can't wait to test it out on a vehicle that doesn't have a buggy radio. Those prototype bugs aside, I think they did a really nice job with the inside and the outside. This particular 350H, I don't understand why it's named the 350H, and I'm kind of not in love with the way it drives without the F Sport handling package. But that aside, I think I'm looking forward to testing out and driving the other ones. But if you are looking for something that is smooth, luxurious, and does pretty well with fuel economy, this might be the one for you. Go ahead and test drive these when they come out next year. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are well and safe, and we will see you on the next video. If you care to throw us a like and a subscribe and a bell notification, that would be amazing. But if not, that's okay too. Cheers. All right, folks, behold the brand new Lexus interface. What you're going to see here is that this is the optional giant screen. I think it's 14.3 inches. So what you're going to see here is a top strip that is kind of dedicated to audio and menu systems. And then the bottom half is going to be more for your climate control as well. Physical buttons include the power button, the volume knob and volume power, front and rear defrosters. And then these are actually really neat. If you've ever seen the Mustang Mach-E, Ford's EV, they've got I think it's, gosh, it might even be the same dial, but very similar technology. It's a little dial that they glue onto the screen that sticks to the glass, and there's little fingers inside of it that rotate, and these will do your temperature up and down here, which you can see. But pretty standard climate control stuff, and it's a nice big screen, nice and sharp. And so I haven't found myself kind of missing things as I've been driving, eyes up on the road and then kind of reaching down to things. We've got heated and ventilated seats for the front driver and passenger, heated steering wheel as well, your directional for the fans, fan control off, auto, air conditioning, recirculation, all the kind of the standard stuff. I do like and prefer tactile buttons for climate control things, and I do wish that it's kind of weird to me that the volume knob is the kind of the smaller one, but overall it's a nice clean layout, and it is fairly intuitive and easy to learn. In this section you'll get kind of some more kind of climate. You can turn on the climate concierge, which is a neat feature that basically you set a temperature and it'll both warm or cool the air as well as your seat. It'll kind of combine those features to get you nice and comfortable. And then here's some frequently used stuff and comfort and convenience, I guess. And there's different menu things that you can pull up here. Another way to access them is to, anytime that you're in CarPlay, so wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. Again, this looks really sharp. It's really clean, works great, works as it should. I have had a couple bugs, but it might actually be on my phone side, not necessarily on the app, so I won't judge Lexus for their issues. But what you'll see is you access everything by here on the left. So CarPlay is going to pop up here. Got your navigation. Music, this is going to be your kind of either the radio or your hardwired sources. So if you have a USB drive, that will be in here. Also Apple Music, Amazon Music, Sirius AM, FM radio. You automatically set up with your favorites instantly, and that'll go across all the different things. So if you have FM, AM, and Sirius favorites, it'll pull them all up and list them here. Or you can go into individual sections, and this is kind of neat. It'll divide up what you're looking for by genre, or you can just go down to all stations and kind of scroll through every channel that's available. And it even pulls up HD radio ones, which is a nice feature. It is a little odd that it's buried like it is. I think what most people do is that they pick out their favorites and they will kind of assign them as such. Also, they've got a built-in assistant. Hey, Lexus.
What would you like to do?
Set the temperature to 72 degrees.
Setting the driver's seat temperature to 72 degrees.
Okay, let's see if this works. There we go, 72. Very cool. Or, hey Lexus.
What can I do for you?
Play Sirius XM radio.
Turning on Sirius XM.
Gotta turn this down as soon as it starts playing. Okay. That's it. Yeah, I just have the volume down for video purposes. We don't want to break anybody's copyrights, but it did go to that station that I was most recently listening to. So all of that is pretty great. You can turn the fan off. Let's see, other things. Get your phone hooked up. You can, connect via Bluetooth. All of your car settings are going to be in here. There's a neat feature as well where you can control the rear seats. You can fold them down and up from right here in the menu system or in the back by pressing a button. Over here in the settings is going to be where your driver information is. Each driver can add their own profile to the vehicle. Because this is a vehicle that's on loan to auto journalists and going from person to person, I don't have a personal profile set up for me, but you can add one. You can have a guest mode. And what's neat about it is that if you set up a profile for your driver mode here, as this system, as Lexus interface rolls out to multiple vehicles, all of your favorites, your radio favorites, your wireless settings, even your seat settings, your temperature profile, like all that stuff that you normally do, that's going to transfer over from vehicle to vehicle. So if you own two different Lexus models, you and your significant other, if you switch vehicles, boom, if you sign in with your profile, all of your settings will carry over from vehicle to vehicle. Or if you trade in a lease and get a new one, all that's going to carry over from the future as well. And there's over-the-air updates that come with this. You can do Wi-Fi hotspot settings. update your sound. We've got illumination here. We can kind of set different colors here, which I can't really see because it's daytime as I'm recording this. Here's boarding and exit, so you can set it up so that when you turn off the car, the seat will slide backwards to give you more room to get out. All the different features here. It's basically set up settings, vehicle information, phone, radio, navigation, and in this case, Apple CarPlay. That's the tour of Lexus interface as I'm understanding it. As a reaction to it, we've had a few bugs with this particular prototype, so I'm going to reserve my full thoughts on both the interface and the vehicle as a whole until I drive a production vehicle, something with the final software updates and something that came off the line for customers to purchase, that level. So that'll be later next year. And but first impressions are that this is a very clean system, the best interface that Lexus has ever had for an infotainment, climate control. It is nice, to have all these. Everything is clean, clear, big. The graphics are great, and it's nice and snappy. It's like using your smartphone, and hopefully it'll work for years to come. But overall, I think it's a nice upgrade. It's a welcome upgrade, especially after years of having weird kind of touch pads and little mouse levers. Overall, big fan of what they've been doing here, and looking forward to testing out the final implementation.